Morning, guys. This video is not going to be very long. It's just been a long week in our house. Husband's a little under the weather, so been taking care of that, and just lots of things kind of hindered getting stuff recorded. But today I'm going to get the rest of these tulips planted. This area just got watered, so I'm also going to prune back the sedums here and out in the potager. I'm going to get some of them going in bottles to root them up so that I can plant them on that north side. It looks like there might be a little bit of spider mite damage. Let's see this little bit of webbing right here. So I'm going to have to be mindful of that because I'm going to be taking these inside to sit in the window. But yeah, the dog's been running through here. Anyways, this shouldn't take me very long. Tomorrow we're supposed to get about 1/4 of an inch of rain, which is not a lot to some, but it's a lot to us. Well, it's not a lot to us either, but it is a lot when you haven't had any. Our average rainfall is about 9 to 11 inches a year, so... And we do dry farming for growing barley. But anyways, I'm just going to do a few little projects today. I'm going to get the timers set to rain delay, that type of stuff. So I will show you when I get after it. Oh, and oh, here comes my dog and his sister. Oh. Oh, my dog and his sister. Her name's Cole. So out they go. Oh, and I'm going to show you something weird too. I just was out throwing the toy for my dog because we've been kind of housebound. But I came out here and the bindweed and just the regular weeds. But I was telling my husband that I must have had seeds in my pocket because that's either kale or broccoli. I'm not sure which. But there's 4 plants there. There's one there growing up through the bindweed. And there's one right there. So I may carefully see if I can get those transplanted. And some of this bindweed is starting to get powdery mildew, and that causes some of us some problems. But hang tight. Okay, so I'm out in the potager. I'm going to go ahead and prune this sedum back. And I already notice, I don't know if you can, but all those little things, those are baby sedum. So this warm weather's already got it wanting to push up growth. And what I'm doing is I'm separating the good branches or stalks or whatever. And then from here I will prune them off and get them in a jar to get them rooting. And then the ones with any damage I'll just take down to the brush pile rather than putting them in the compost, just because of the spider mites. I don't want to keep introducing them. Not sure what those little eggs are right there, but I predict they're no good. So what I do is, see, I've done it. You can see the one from before, but I just get as close in my pruners in there as I can. Oh, and it's not wanting to focus. Ugh. That's what I do every year. And it grows back magnificent. Like I said, I'm going to get some sort of framework put over this mound. As soon as I get this pruned, I'm going to put a framework over it so that when these grow up, they don't flop, because they're so heavy they flop over. I mean, these are weigh a pound or so, but they're absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to get after it and I'll show you when I'm all done. Okay, I got it all pruned back. And there's the pile to go down to the brush pile. And then those are the ones I'm going to save to do starts from. I cleaned out the zinnias and deadheaded them for seed. I shouldn't have to buy any of those. Those are my favorite anyways. And then there's plenty of bell peppers coming on this plant here, so I'm going to leave it. I mean, there's lots of them. So hopefully tomorrow it's supposed to be down to 30, 39. And peppers don't like that, but it's not a frost, so I'm going to leave them until the frost kills them. And then there's another verbena bonarices growing right there. I'm going to pull that because I don't want that in this bed. And then I need to kind of stake this little, it's a Rose of Sharon. I think another name for it is a type of hibiscus. But next year I'm going to divide that because it's getting to be monstrous. And I think, because I have some room here and the onions are going to be early, so I think I'm going to put some onions in here. So I'm going to do that really quick and show you when I'm done. Okay, I got more white onions planted in here, and I got them watered in. I'm not doing much watering today just because we're getting rain tomorrow. And then I think I decided I'm going to go ahead and pull these tomatoes next weekend, only because the jungle in there, and there's really not that many tomatoes on there. There's a few, but not that many, and they won't make it till frost. And I need this bed for the red onions. So the Roma tomatoes over there, yes, it's a jungle, but that thing's loaded in Roma tomatoes, so I'm going to leave it. I'm just going to try to get the white onions planted wherever I can, but I do want to get the red onions in here next weekend. I did give the onions that were in this bed a little drink of water because they didn't get any yesterday, and I didn't want them to dry out before tomorrow. So I did get a row of, I'm going to go ahead and prune these asparagus back, but I did get a row of French breakfast radishes. They're like a 21 day, but with it being cold, it might be a little bit longer. So I got those in there. Like I said, I'm going to prune these woolly asparagus back. And let's see what else. I think that's it for right now. I'm going to prune off these suckers off of the lime tree and the lemon tree. And then see where I'm at. Like I said, today I'm just doing some garden cleanup, fall cleanup. And just because last couple weeks I just haven't really felt like it. I'm ready for fall. And so the area over by the shed needed to be cleaned out. It just was a dumping ground the last month or so, and I needed to get the lawnmower in there so the lawnmower didn't get wet. And just been cleaning up little bits here and there. I am going to get that climbing rose tamed and kind of woven through those parts of the arbor. I did put some water on the sedum in the bucket there, just because I don't know when I'm going to get them in bottles tonight, and I don't want them to die before then, so I did get a little bit of water in them. And oh, I was going to show you too. I don't know if you'll be able to tell from this angle, but right in my shadow, make sure my shadow's not, but right here, and I'll show you up close, but those garlic is starting to come up, so that's pretty cool. And the carrots that I reseeded are coming up because I had to put this bird netting over here. They were just kind of helping themselves, and that just won't do. I want a pretty good harvest of carrots, and I see new little seedlings in here too. But let's see, there's carrots coming up. I did sow them pretty thick, but let's see, there's a garlic, and then see, there's one, there's one, there's one, and there's one right there. Trying to see if I can see really anymore. Oh, there's one there, and there's some right here, so did pretty good. Open. One's popping up right there. So that's good news. You kind of never know. You never know until it starts popping up what it's going to do. So I do like to see that. Real quick, the broccoli is coming on strong. There's a couple weak ones over there. I'm not sure why. So what I may do is whatever's growing over there by the crawling course is they may put them, oh, you know what? I see a critter hole. Put right in there. Right in there. So I'm going to see what that's all about. Look at the volunteer potatoes. Right there, it's a volunteer potato, potato, potato. Oh, bindweed, I need to pull that. But these down here are doing pretty good. I'm not sure what this is all about. It's all kind of lopsided, but it'll still eat, I hope. Those potatoes are pretty funny. Oh. So yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with these. Actually, I might just leave them and see if that rain will do them some good. Like I said, I don't think this is getting the right amount of water. I think I have too much going off of the system. I didn't think so. But it may not be getting enough water. Let me see. I'm going to backtrack it here. Oh, goes to this one right here. So yeah, this one spigot's putting out water at the same time. So I think I've tapped into it too much. Might have to do something there. Not sure what. But what I'm going to do is, let's see, there's no rain delay on this one. So what I'm going to do is shut it off. And there's no rain delay on this one either. So I'm going to shut that one off. That way they don't get any rain tomorrow. Or I mean, they don't get any water tomorrow because they're getting rained on. Let's see what this one says over here. Yeah, there's a rain button right there. So, okay. So I rain delayed that. Oh, and it's noon, so I need to go make some lunch. So yeah, if you just rain delay them, then that means it'll just go back to its regular cycle. I set it for 1 day. Should have did it for 2, but that's okay. And yeah, I've gotten a lot of mess cleaned up. I was going to show too real quick, and I'm going to wrap it up. I might show the tulips later on, or I'll save it for next week, but these are the Litchfield Angel roses, David Austin roses. So if you are wondering, should you get some, and you live in the right area, like I said, we're in Zone 9, Northern California. Severe drought, severe heat during the summertime. These got as minimal water as possible to keep them alive, and I mean as minimal as possible. And it's the end of October, and they've got a second, or this is actually, they just have, once they start blooming in early spring, there's a little bit of a lull during that really hot part of the summer. But look at this. I mean, there's a bloom down there that I bet you is darn near 5 feet tall. So, and these are in the ground. These aren't in raised beds. I have borders on the ground, but they're in the ground. So that one's probably 4 feet tall right here. Yeah, these are, and that's 5 shrub roses, because they grow 5 by 5, 5 feet wide by 5 feet tall. And so that's 5 plants that goes from this corner all the way over to there. And that's exactly what I wanted him to do, was to kind of create a little bit of a barrier. so that this area could be planted separately than over there. And you can't even see what's on the other side, which, let's see, I'm sure it's looking a little haggard. But there's a mom, a crepe myrtle I need to do some pruning on. These are a hawthorn, and I don't think they made it from the summer. Like I said, we had to do some plant sacrifices, and because not everything, we couldn't keep everything watered, and the garden, and even the garden was on minimal water. So I'm not sure. I'll just leave them and see if they bounce through next spring. If not, then we'll pull them and put something else in. And then, yeah, there's definitely some weeds. The hollyhocks have reseeded themselves. I haven't even tackled over here yet. I'm going to do that. I'm hoping not this weekend coming up, but the following weekend. So, what, like the 11th, November 11th weekend, somewhere in there? Because those irises need to prune back the weeds, fertilize the blueberries, see what's going on with the hollyhocks reseeding themselves. I need to research doing a winter fertilizing on the fruit trees. Yeah, I don't know about that apple tree. It's just, I think I'm going to call it. And I think I'm going to put one of the dwarf ones that are in the buckets up there. I think I'm going to put that there. And yeah, I'm just assessing everything. I do need to get some mulch in, but with that last rain and the sun, the weeds have kind of came through. Oh, this hydrangea made it. That's good to see. To see the weeds. The Russian sage, that was a volunteer. And then, yeah. So there's one of the other Rosa Sharons. But can't even walk through there right now. Anyways, the list is long, but I'm not stressing over it. I'm just enjoying the beauty when I see it and not get stressed over the weeds, because they're always going to be there. I just have to try to minimize them. So I'm going to go fix some lunch, guys, and I'll be back a little bit later and we'll pick up from there. So just real quick, I wanted to come on here and say that when you live out in the country and a store or a restaurant or a pizza place is not close by, you try to keep things stocked on hand in your pantry and your fridge, so that if you do want pizza, you can make it from the things that you have and know how to do it. So our tomato sauce and tomato powder that I'll make into a sauce with Italian seasonings, you know, pepperoni, cheese, pizza dough that I made. I'm just letting it rest. And this recipe I've had for, oh gosh, probably 30 years. And I've just developed it just this year to where I really like it. So anyways, just getting all the components together, and that way we can have pizza for lunch, because my sick guy, that's what he wanted. So luckily I had the stuff to do it. So it was just basically to say that try to keep things stocked on hand, so when you want something that you normally wouldn't be able to get living out in the country, you just make it yourself. And I know what's in it. This, probably not so much because it is store-bought. Next time on our steer, I'll see if we can have pepperoni. Now, we had pepperoni jerky sticks made, but I don't know if they could actually make pepperoni, like to go on pizzas and stuff, but I'll ask them. And that'll be on our, or I can just take our beef and learn how to do it myself. Might do that this winter. Anyways, so that's where we're at. Stay tuned for the end result. So my phone died just after I filmed the last part. So there she is, all done. I didn't get a chance to show you the sauce that I put. I make like a butter garlic seasoned, like salt stuff to go on the dough that just gives it that buttery, flaky crispiness. And then the tomato sauce with powder and Italian seasoning for the sauce, and just the cheese and the normal stuff. And then I made a batch of homemade ranch. and he's getting a salad. So pretty simple stuff. Not really a recipe, but if somebody wants it, just send me a message or comment and I'll kind of write it out for you. Such a gorgeous afternoon. Taking Louis for a walk. He hasn't been able to go to work with his dad the last couple of days, so getting some fresh air. This old tree grove is just out behind our house, so decided to get some fresh air. Hopefully the wind isn't making it too difficult to hear. And once the rains come, walking this trail out to the trees is really not possible. This heavy clay soil that we have, even though this is farm ground that I'm walking on, it hasn't been tilled this year for summer fallow, like that field out there. Not sure what you're eating. Pretty sure you're not supposed to be eating it. We just had the cows in here and we moved them north of our house. This is south of our house. Yeah, pretty sure you're not supposed to be eating that, buddy. Anyways, but I thought this would be a good time to wrap up this week's video. The projects that I'm going to work on later, I'll probably get them into next week's video or do a short. The shorter videos seem to be the most viewed. But I'm not short on speech, so when I talk about something, I usually kind of talk a little bit more on it. Plus, I like giving details, because when I watch YouTube videos, I like the details. So, I watched a couple shorts earlier today, and there was no talking, and I had no idea what they were trying to say or do or show me. So, being mindful of that too. But, yeah, just getting out and getting some fresh air. Tomorrow's supposed to be, I think, like I said, 20 degrees cooler and 100% chance of rain at 1/4 of an inch. Hopefully that gets bumped up a little bit, but we'll see. Anyways, so please remember to always be kind to one another and do what makes you happy. And we'll see you on the next video. Have a great night, guys.